So in autism, we talk a lot about regressions because they're a real thing. They're a real thing and they're really, really rough. But today I wanted to be a little bit more positive and talk about the invisible progress because it's there. It's there, and I think it's important for us to acknowledge it and to maybe even grab onto it for a little bit of hope sometimes when we're going through rough times. And I am literally saying this in one of the toughest seasons that I've experienced with my son, who is almost 6 years old and diagnosed with level 2 autism. He also has ADHD and is considered non-conversational. And we've been going through a really, really rough time. He's had a lot of anxiety, a lot of dysregulations, and a lot of what I would consider regressions. Things where, there were certain behaviors and certain things that we thought we were past, and he's displaying them again. And we're really confused about a lot of things, and, it's just rough. There's seasons, there's ups and downs. But in all of this, I want to remind myself that there's always invisible progress. And what I mean by this is a lot of times you go through seasons that just seem really tough, where either you see a little bit of regression in some areas, or you feel like you're kind of like stuck. You don't see you going any further. And it doesn't matter how hard you're trying and all the strategies and all the things. But it's very important in those moments to not give up, because the way their little brains process information sometimes just takes time, and sometimes it's very silent. And that's what I'm talking about, invisible progress, because there's times where you don't see any glimpses of changes of progress, and all of a sudden one day it just clicks. And I've seen this so many times through my son's life, where I'll just be repeating something over and over again, whether it is a task or something that I'm verbally saying to him over and over. And one day he just mastered it and he just does it. It's not like I see little by little him, getting it. Is that I see nothing, literally invisible progress, nothing. And then one day, boom, it's there, perfection. And it blows my mind every time. I specifically remember the first time it happened, where every time I showered my son, I would tell him all the animals and all the colors, and he would just stare at me and not say anything. And one day, I was showering him, and he grabbed the animals and he started naming all of them and saying all the colors and making all the sounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, they were listening the whole entire time. So I try to remind myself of that. So